Hi friends, welcome on YourPedia, and you are watching the video on Coal India Limited paper previous year questions from general awareness and general knowledge. So general awareness, general knowledge, which kind of questions were asked, what topics were asked. So 100 plus questions, because we have got couple of previous year papers, and from there we can make very good strategy. I'll show you the expected syllabus, though detailed syllabus is not released by Coal India Limited and it is never released, but on the basis of 5-6 papers asked in 2017-2020, we can make analysis of what kind of topics, what kind of questions can be asked. So my today's lecture is related to that only. My today's lecture is related to what kind of questions, previous year questions, and because the paper was in 2017 and 2020, so you can understand that that time there were static general knowledge or static general awareness is something which obviously is covered with the solution detail explanation, but something which was relevant that time only, like who has won the trophy or Australian Open, that time answer is given but explanation is not given. So this is the marathon video, detailed video for you related to previous year questions and what are the answers of those questions. So I'll be discussing that with you. So online registration for Coal India Limited is from 12th of May. I'm recording this video on 14th of May, and 11th June is the filling, form filling will stop. So YourPedia is going to complete this entire paper 1. That paper 1 is consisting of general awareness, reasoning, aptitude and English. We are going to complete this entire part in first week of June. So you will get this document in WhatsApp groups, the link of which is attached with this video, and these are the number of seats. These are the number of seats. These are the number of seats which are advertised. So civil, electrical, mechanical, these are the number of seats, friends, which are advertised. So you can see this is the paper 1, paper 2, and wonderful opportunity for all of you. And this is the syllabus which is provided to you. So detailed syllabus, I have this syllabus from where the questions are asked. So I have already made a detailed video of syllabus and percentage of different topics from where the questions are asked. So that is basically given in this. So current affair, Indian polity, history, geography, what is the weightage and what topics were asked. And detailed syllabus is provided here by mentors of YourPedia. So Indian history, Indian polity, Indian geography, the topics from where questions are asked, and economy and banking, current affair and science and technology, awards, coal, energy, mining, these topics. So you can see these are the main topics from where questions have been asked. Now I've already made a detailed video on detailed syllabus, friends. So this lecture today was related to previous year questions, and 6 papers are solved in previous year questions, and all these questions along with answer and explanation is done today in today's lecture. So if something is not relevant today, like who was the vice president that time, his name was Muhammad Hamid Ansari, not today, it is not relevant today. So answer is given but explanation is not given. Similarly, 2016 Asian Championship who has won, that is detailed answer is given, detailed explanation is not given. But India's highest point is Kanchenjunga, where Kanchenjunga is, and Mount Everest is the world highest peak. So those kind of detailed explanation are provided to you. So let's solve this entire paper of general study, general awareness and general knowledge, and we do all the questions. Okay, so friends, this is the question, kind of question, detail. When you read the detail of this, please learn the additional information also. World highest peak, Mount Everest. India's highest peak is Kanchenjunga. So this was the question asked, not required now, other than that we should know that International Olympic Committee, if there is appointment in of some people in some another organization, we have to talk about that also. So if somebody gets appointed into some another organization, this is how we have to say. So schedules we need to know. So schedule, 11th schedule was added by 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act 1992. So Panchayati Raj and Municipality, the two schedule are 11th schedule and 12th schedule. 10th schedule is much in news nowadays because of Raghav Chadha from Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab, MP, 7 MP, when they went to BJP. So there is anti-defection law under schedule 10th of Indian Constitution. Now that anti-defection can act on people who leave the parties. So 10th schedule is much in news. 1985 10th schedule came. In the beginning there were only 8 schedule. In 1950 there were only 8 schedule, and 9th schedule, which was related to appeal of particular decision of parliament into the judiciary, non-justiciable nature of parliamentary decision, that was 9th schedule. It was added by first amendment act in 1951-50 itself. So that was 9th schedule. Later on 10th came in 1985, then 11th and 12th schedule came for Panchayati Raj and municipality in 1992. So 4 schedules were added later on. So yes, 11th schedule and 12 schedules, that video is already published now. So what is the full form of SIDBI? And this is a financial institute, and the purpose is promotion of MSME sector in India. So what is the meaning of SIDBI, and similarly what other organizations are there, the full complete name of those organizations we should be knowing. So that is something which we should be aware. So which of the following statements about President of India is correct? So you should know, like, President of India is mentioned under Article 59 of Constitution, and he cannot be member of Parliament or any state legislature while holding office. That is true. So if he is elected as President and he is a member already of Parliament or something, then his seat is deemed to be vacant. So that is what you have to know. So who is founder of IT giant Infosys? And similarly, now there are other multinational companies, IT companies and other companies. We should be knowing about the CEOs of those companies. So there are so many companies, and I have given you the list of multinational companies in India like Wipro, TCS and so many other companies, the CEOs name of those companies, and also Indian CEO of multinational companies, that also we should know, right? So that time she was much in news, Theresa May, so we should know that time. And yes, now Mercury is the closest planet to Sun, and that is the reason Mercury is basically because it is closest. Okay. Okay, so Mercury closest planet to Sun, and also smallest planet. This is so. Okay, so because Mercury is closest planet to Sun and also smallest planet in the solar system, it completes revolution around Sun in 88 days and fastest orbiting planet. So we have discussed in detail in one lecture about solar system. So solar system question have repeatedly been asked from the solar system. You will find 3-4 questions from here. And as I was telling you, from the history, questions related to Governor General. Now Lord Dalhousie is the Governor General who is given the credit of making lot of development in India, telegraph and telephone and this railway lines, so postal services and telegraph, not telephone, telegraph, postal services and railways is a gift of Lord Dalhousie. So the moment Lord Dalhousie left and Lord Canning took over, 1857 revolt took place, and 1858 onward things changed, and 1858 was Queen's proclamation, and after that Viceroy position came. So Lord Canning became the first Viceroy of India. So Viceroy was representative of King and Queen. So what happened after 1857, that East India Company, the rule of East India Company was overtaken by British government. So British government started ruling directly. So this was all about Lord Canning, and this Governor General we should be knowing. Now India is largest producer of milk. So which country is the largest producer of milk? And other than milk, India is also largest producer of pulses and even nowadays I think rice. So this operation White Revolution, Operation Flood is Varghese Kurian's, So whenever you read the detailed explanation, please understand these kind of things also, because next time question can be like, what is the White Revolution? Who was the main person for White Revolution in India? So Attorney General, he provides he is the highest legal officer, law officer in India, and mentioned under Article 76 of the Constitution. Government of India is given advice by Attorney General on legal matters, and it represents the government in Supreme Court also whenever it is required. So Attorney General is the position or designation, right? So India's first floating elementary school that time was created here. So I think that was the time it was in news at that time during that paper. So brightest planet, Venus. It is also called morning star or evening star, right? So because of thick cloud covers reflect a large amount of sunlight, so it is the brightest planet in solar system. Hottest, closest, brightest, those kind of questions, right? So at that time it was in news. Hottest planet, again it is now Venus, that is the hottest planet. Venus is, though closest is Mercury, but Venus is the hottest planet. What is Jallikattu? That is the traditional bull taming sport in Tamil Nadu. So that means we need to do some kind of cultural festival in different states of India also. Jallikattu was in news at that time because some people were saying it should be banned. So Jallikattu was in news at that time. Deepest point on earth is Challenger Deep in Mariana Trench. So chess championship 2016. Last Mughal emperor in India was Bahadur Shah II, last Mughal emperor, and he was symbolic head after a revolt of 1857. He was also the leader of the 1857 revolt. If somebody asks you who was the leader of 1857 revolt, he was Bahadur Shah. So after British exiled him to Rangoon, Myanmar, he went to Rangoon. He was exiled to Rangoon. So he died in Rangoon itself. So the last Mughal emperor was Bahadur Shah II, right? So that time she was in news. Yeah, so because Coal India Limited, exam is of Coal India Limited, so mineral and alloys of those that questions normally is asked. So bauxite is the principal ore of aluminium. It contains aluminum oxide, and aluminum is extracted from bauxite, and the process is Bayer process, and then it is Hall-Héroult process. So you should know, what is the process? Bayer process is used for what? For which alloy, for which element, or for which metal you use this particular process, you should know about that. You know WhatsApp nowadays, it's not a problem, everybody knows it. Mahavir is actually the 24th Tirthankar. So last Tirthankar of Jainism and chief propagator of this religion. So he was born in almost 600 BC. So Kunda Grama, the present Bihar, is born there. Non-violence, truth and non-possession. Gross national happiness is the creation of Bhutan, Bhutan. Jigme Singwe Wangchuk introduced this concept, and it is related to well-being and sustainable development rather than economic growth indicator like GDP. So it is said that Bhutan is the happiest country on planet Earth. So bovine animal means cattle, buffalo, maximum in the world. So you should know, India में maximum क्या है? जैसे मैंने आपको बताया कि इन पल्स इंडिया मैक्सिमम है, फिर इंडिया में हमने डिस्कस किया माइका मैक्सिमम होता है, माइका एज मिनरल. उसी तरीके से हमने देखा मिल्क प्रोडक्शन, उसी तरीके से बोवाइन, कैटल, बफेलो, मिल्क के साथ रिलेटेड है चीज़. तो स्पीकर लोकसभा के प्रेजेंटली कौन है वो आपको पता होना चाहिए. एंड कोई भी एग्जीक्यूटिव डिसीजन गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का ऑब्वियसली प्रेसिडेंट के नाम पे लिया जाता है. सो 2016 में ये अवार्ड किसको मिला, दैट यू शुड नो. सो रैम का फुल फॉर्म क्या है एंड व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ रैम, व्हाट रैम डज, स्टोर डाटा एंड ऑल, दैट यू शुड बी नोइंग. So that time it was in news. Padmavat movie was in news that time. And Lord Dalhousie, maker of modern India. Why? Because doctrine of labs. But maker of modern India means railways, telegraph, postal services, public works. So because of this, first railway line Bombay to Thane, So that was a gift. Lord Dalhousie has done a lot in the developmental domains. Gobi Desert, so you know, it's Mongolia and northern China. Rainfall is there, but very less. Receives some rainfall. It does not, never rain. Whenever the statement is extreme statement, something which is extreme, never, always, these are wrong statements. So whenever you go for these statements, you should understand they are wrong statements. 7th schedule of Indian Constitution, you know, it mentions about state list, union list and concurrent list. So these state list, only state legislative assemblies make the law. On union list, only parliament makes the law. Concurrent list, parliament can also make, state legislative assembly can also make, but priority is given to parliament, right? Biomass material, coal is not biomass. Coal is like, you know, is not a biomass. It is a fossil fuel. So SIDBI, IDBI, so these are the some name financial organization, and you should be knowing the name in detail. You should be knowing what is the meaning of that. So Chandragupta Maurya, you know, became Magad emperor of the Magad empire, and Chanakya was his you know, minister, and he defeated Dhanand, the last ruler of Nanda dynasty, 322 BC. So Chanakya was the, you know, one of the ministers for Chandragupta Maurya. The main brain behind this entire thing was Chanakya. Okay, so Wipro Group that time, who was the chief executive officer that time. So Premji is the owner, Azim Premji, but CEO was somebody else. Longest cycle highway runs between Etawah and Agra in Uttar Pradesh. Largest coal reserves in India, Jharkhand. So Jharkhand, largest coal reserves in India. So Jhadia, Bokaro, Girdi, so these kind of, right? Australian Open, we should revise this. Dronacharya Award, Australian Open, etc. Right? From science, some basic questions. Hitting a ball, that is a kinetic energy, you people are aware about it. So British Academy and Film Award, these are also you should be knowing. So Odisha produces maximum bauxite, and we should know like which other states produce which other minerals. So world's largest lake, Caspian Sea, right? So that is the largest lake in the world. Okay, Telangana capital everybody knows, and governor, who are the governor that time. If somebody is in news, like Tamil Nadu governor was in news because of the election in Tamil Nadu. So wherever there are elections or some governor is in news, that we should revise. So that will come in the current part, right? Amir Khan's Dangal is inspired. So that time this movie was released. Teacher of Chandragupta Maurya was Chanakya. He was a teacher, he was chief advisor, he was minister, whatever you can call him. And he has written famous political book Arth Shastra, that is written by Chanakya. His name is Kautilya or Vishnugupta. That is the names. Dead Sea is between Israel and Jordan because of war by Israel on this thing, Jordan Rift Valley. It is placed. So work ka unit is Joule. Razia Sultan was Sultanate, Delhi Sultanate. So Razia Sultan was ruler of Delhi Sultanate. So friends, this one, which planets rotate in clockwise direction, that is Venus. So retrograde rotation है, ज़्यादातर planets जो है they rotate in counter clockwise direction. So इससे होगा क्या कि sun will appear to rise in west and set in the east. So rotation of planet Earth, sun appears in east and sets in west. लेकिन ये जो Venus है that rotates in clockwise direction. ICICI का फुल फॉर्म, राइट? सो हमें सारे बैंक्स का फुल फॉर्म याद करना है क्या है. एंड मैग्नेट, एज यू नो, बेसिक क्वेश्चन ऑफ साइंस से आपका साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी. उस टाइम पे कौन IMF के मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर थे, और अब हमें वर्ल्ड बैंक, IMF, इनके मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर वगैरह कौन है, वी शुड नो दैट. right? Padam Shri, Bharat Ratna, Padam Bhushan, Padam Vibhushan, पद्म श्री अवार्ड। तो बेसिकली उस ईयर में पद्म श्री अवार्ड्स का भी हमें पता होना चाहिए किसको क्या अवार्ड्स मिले हैं। चीफ ऑफ आर्मी स्टाफ दैट टाइम, सो वी अंडरस्टैंड दैट वी नीड टू नो दिस। जनपीठ अवार्ड, इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट काउंसिल के चेयरमैन कौन है, राइट? सो व्हेन वाज मिशन कुकिंग कोल वाज लॉन्च्ड? So right to property became now Article 300A. Earlier it was fundamental right, but then it was removed from the list of fundamental right and became the legal right or constitutional right under Article 300A. Right, so you cannot directly approach Supreme Court now. Right, so Afonso de Albuquerque, so Portuguese governor, captured Goa in 1510 from Bijapur Sultan. So Goa became the headquarter of Portuguese power in India. Central University of Andhra Pradesh, because Andhra Pradesh was created in 2014 and then Central University of Andhra Pradesh was created. So Madam Bikaji Kama in Paris, Bande Mataram, prominent freedom fighter, and she was from Paris. Nationalist idea she was spreading. Unfurling Indian national flag in Germany, 1907. So right, so tropical humid climate in India. So obviously temperature is annual rainfall is high and range of temperature is low. Okay. So 42nd amendment was at the time of internal emergency in India, when Indira Gandhi government imposed emergency in India. At that time 42nd amendment was there. So it almost changed almost entire part of constitution. It is called a mini constitution. So this basically added fundamental duties in part 4A under Article 51A of Constitution. So remember these also. So EEPROM, electrically erasable programmable read-only memory. Again, some topics from computers. So Soviet Constitution gave us fundamental duties. So we have taken fundamental duties from that. Kudamkulam nuclear power station, you should know about that. Indian Port Association, 1966. Longest international border we have with Bangladesh, and this is West Bengal, Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram. This entire is Bangladesh is basically sharing the border, right? Micro enterprise up to 10 crore. Turnover threshold for micro enterprises is 10 crore. Right, so these are some current related issues, friends. And Indira Sagar hydroelectric power project was much in news at that time. It was on Narmada river. Narmada river is in Madhya Pradesh, largest reservoir project it is. So to keep the data and during processing, so primary role of registers within CPU to hold data and instructions temporarily store data, instructions, memories. Right, so land to sea. Okay, chief ministers. No money for terror conference took place in Delhi. Indian regional satellite, remote sensing satellite. Anemometer is for wind. Instrument to measure the wind speed. Men's Hockey World Cup 2023 India. Mercury we don't have, largely we import it from outside. Okay, so liquid sodium is basically the coolant. fast breeder reactor. It has excellent heat carrying capacity. Okay, so International Organization Development Association, President of FICCI. Okay, at that time current related issues. Okay, so World Science Day for Peace and Development. UNESCO created it in 2001. Okay, so 100 T20 international matches by Rohit Sharma. Sayyid Dynasty, Khizr Khan. Sayyid came after decline of Tughlaqs. Airport Authority of India chairman. So 9 countries you can see, South American countries, Brazil, Peru, Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, Bolivia, Guyana, Suriname, French Guiana. Special protection group is given to Prime Minister. Cowpea is not cultivated in Kerala. Right, so Shri Harikota, Satish Dhawan Space Center. Now ISRO launches from here. Mac operating system, Apple. Vice President of India is actually elected by Electoral College, and Electoral College elects President, Vice President. So he is not appointed; he is elected only, and that is from the MPs of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So Doctrine of Lapse, Lord Dalhousie. So Odisha, this festival is related to Jagannath Temple. Balbhadra, Subhadra, Sudarshan. Sheikh Khalifa is president of which country at that time? Phulkari is in Punjab, right? Colorful. So with this, friends, all the previous year questions we have done of Coal India Limited, you get an idea how we have to prepare. Just focus on it, take this document, and please revise whatever is being provided to you by team YourPedia. I think exam questions are going to come from there. So if you prepare from there, you can score more than 20 out of 25. Thank you.